What about this game? Sydney, Geelong up there at the SCG. The Gab of the Whacker. It doesn't really matter this summer because we're at the SCG here. Collingwood, whoa, they're back. Don't worry about that because they were poor.
They were. I had some other words. Putrid, insipid, gross, yuck, horrid.
Took the gloss off Voss. So Heaney comes into the midfield. Florent comes in. They go, get out, old Parker. You're too old.
And
he goes forward and kicks.
5 if you
Five
don't mind.
G'day, punters. Welcome to Chewing the Fat. Billy Brownless and Daisy Thomas. Looking forward to round 2, Dave.
Oh, I certainly am, Bill. After an absolutely brilliant round 1, some cracking games of footy. Round 2 shapes to be an absolute cracker as well.
Well, speaking of cracking games of footy, have a look at this one here. The Western Bulldogs and the COVID-hit Carlton.
Yes.
Carlton at 255. You like that?
I do like that. Obviously, the little COVID situation, not ideal. Took a little bit of the gloss off what was a fantastic win on Thursday night, but I think 255 represents some value. The Dogs are pretty good against Melbourne, but it just showed that it's the astronaut or bust for them. And Carlton, well, they had avenues to goal everywhere. So 255, they're obviously going to be able to match it with the Bulldogs through the midfield. That's not an issue anymore. They've got Mackay, Curnow up forward, which will stretch the Dogs' defence. And up the other end, Wiedering just trucks the old caravan on the back of Norton and follows him around for
Righto. Took the gloss off Voss. Will that hurt him without Voss?
I don't think so. I don't think the modern day game, as much as we like coaches and we gave Vossy a lot of credit, he'll be able to have his say throughout the week via Zoom. I don't think he's allowed on the day to have a say via Zoom, but I don't think so. So Ashley Hansen, I think, gets a range.
He does. He's been there for 1 week. So I like the Western Bulldogs myself there. What about this game? Sydney, Geelong up there at the SCG. The Gab of the Whacker. It doesn't really matter this summer because we're at the SCG here. And the Cats were very impressive last week. Their midfielder, Parfitt, Dangerfield, Selwood, just won every clearance. I love that. And they take on Sydney, who were also very good. And their young midfield, what about that? So Heaney comes into the midfield. Florent comes in. They go, get out, old Parker. You're too old. He goes forward and kicks.
5 if you don't mind. I sat here last week and I questioned the Cats and I got egg all over my face.
So you were wrong, Fonzie.
I was dead set wrong. I had it all wrong. I thought the Bombers would fire a shot. They didn't do that. The Cats midfield beat up on the younger Bombers. So I got that one completely wrong. Cats fantastic. So was Sydney. I think the Sydney Swans up there at the SCG. -4.5 is the line. I think they'll win by a goal or more. And Buddy will kick his 1,000th goal, in my opinion.
1,000th? Well, he only needs 4.
To get what?
Kick his 1,000th goal. And he'll be only the 6th player. Only 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 player in history of our game, 162 years, to kick 1,000 goals.
Well, there you go. Well, if you like it to happen this week like we do, 425 seems a value. Obviously, here at PointsBet, we think it'll happen next week because that's the shorter option there against the Dogs at $1.60. If you think he can survive all the way to Kangaroos, which, if he does, you'd imagine that's almost a moral there at $4. And if it gets to round 5...
No, don't worry about it.
$15.
$4.25 against the Cats. Looks good to me. Have a look at this game. Collingwood. Whoa, they're back. Don't worry about that. Take on Adelaide at the MCG. And they were impressive also.
They were. The Pies were fantastic against the Saints. Did some things a little bit differently with the way they moved their ball. Jordan De Goey is a star.
Yes, I told you that.
A tough off-season for him. Lots going on. Came out and was just fantastic. Really instrumental in that victory. But they were good all across the ground.
You know what I liked? They went forward. They didn't go backwards. And Craig McRae told us he was going to do that. They're not going to go sideways or backwards. They're going forward. So great. Well done.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. They were fantastic. And Adelaide, for the most part of that game, they were fantastic. They probably should have sewn it up in the end.
They missed an opportunity.
They did, but Fremantle... 5 goals on debut.
He was nice.
Takes a very good player to kick 5 goals on debut.
Don't tell me you did. Who you like here?
I like the Pies there. Very short, but I think they'll get it done.
Essendon take on Brisbane. Interesting game for the Bombers here at Marvel Stadium because they were poor.
They were. I had some other words. Putrid, insipid, gross, yuck, horrid. All things that came to mind when I was watching that. They didn't fire a shot.
No, one highlight.
Yep.
Nick Martin, who kicked 5 goals and had 27 touches.
Correct.
Well done to you, son.
When you're plucking a man from obscurity and he's your best player, probably a fair indication of the game. Brisbane Lions were fantastic, getting the job done against Port Adelaide. 11 points after Port challenged. Joe Danaher looks like he's in good touch. So
wonder if he'll give away a handball this week when the siren goes.
That's just silly, Bill. You know, it's like you take a hanger, you go back, you watch it on the replay, you kick the goal and watch it again. Silly, Joe. Be better.
Confident.
We should be. Kick a torp. Don't worry about it. $1.40 there.
Yeah.
It's short, but you'd imagine they'll get it done. The line there's about 3 goals, and I think they'll cover that as well as $1.95.
I'm with you. Brisbane will win that game, but the Bombers to bounce back. They've got to give their support
show something, Bill.
Hey, have you downloaded your PointsBet app?
I have. It only took a minute.
1 minute. Oh, how good's that? Hey, thanks for watching Chewing the Fat with Billy and
Daisy.